Hey everyone, this is Wayne. I am taking over John's channel. I'm going to be here talking about myself and why I came to Malaysia and what I like about Malaysia and why I plan on making it my home. John is over here in the background. Say hello, John.
Hi guys. You can hear me. That's good enough.
So we're working in a small space. I mean, if you guys want to see John, I can always pick up the camera and we can show you. All right. Fill him back in frame. Hello, bring back the light, please. Hey. So this is like raw video. We're not cutting it up, we're just gonna keep going along with it. So John wanted to do something a little bit different for his channel. So today we're just gonna kind of wing it and do something a bit different. So you have some questions for me you wanna ask?
Yeah, Wayne. No, it's good to have you. Thanks for coming on my channel, and hopefully we can put it on your channel too, so we can collaborate on this.
Okay.
It seems to be the way to go. So, I met you about a year ago, and we've had a great time for the last year traveling, going to different places together. And both of us are retired, both of us from the United States.
Yeah.
And it seems like both of us have the same reason why we left the U.S. and came to Asia, in particularly Malaysia.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I've been here for the last 25, 28 years, and you're kind of a newbie, came in last year, which is a good timing. So Wayne and I both are passionate about photography and imaging. And Wayne is very good at video, and his reviews, as you've seen on YouTube, have been quite successful. So now that we're together, which makes a unique opportunity for both of us. So Wayne, why don't you tell us in person the reasons why you left the U.S. and why you want to go on an adventure at this part of your life?
Well, mostly it started out when I first met my wife and she was in Mongolia. I'd been to China before. I used to travel a lot. Military background and, traveling in different parts of the world. I love travel. Being from Jamaica originally, it was started with the Caribbean islands. Then when I came to Southeast Asia, I've discovered it's pretty much like Jamaica as far as the temperatures, the weather, and so on. The people and all that remind me pretty much of being back home. So I liked it here. And after discovering different places, I decided, I think I could live here. So back in 2019, I believe it was when I came to Singapore, I was more enthused because then I heard about the Malaysia My Second Home program and I wanted to check it out. But of course, the next year when we had planned to come to Malaysia, the world shut down. And it was like days before my travel, we had to cancel our flights. So we didn't make it in 2022 when we started traveling. We made it in 2023. Yeah, 2023 was the first time that I came here. So it was something I decided I wanted to do. I had set a goal for myself. I wanted to be out of the rat race, or basically stop working by the time I was 55. And it just so happened that I was 54 at the time when I left work, and we sold everything in the US and said, you know what, we're going to travel around and figure out where we wanted to be. It started with Chiang Mai, which was one of my favorites. Bali was the first, but actually was the #1 spot that we wanted to go. And it didn't turn out to be what I liked. Chiang Mai, while I love Chiang Mai, there is the smoke that happens during the burning season, the pollution that drives us up the wall. So John invited me out to Malaysia, and we came over to Malaysia to check it out. We liked it. We came for months, and then came back for 3 months later on, and been like hanging out like a local, because without been really doing the touristy stuff, been hanging with John, doing the photography, video stuff, and yeah, I think this probably will be home.
That's great, because when you first came here, you fit in so well, and then with my friends and stuff that you've met, it's an easy process. It's easy to make friends, and of course English is widely spoken, and everyone has very similar interests. And food, of course, is a huge variety of excellent food, from Western food to Nonya food to Indian food to whatever.
Indonesian, Malay, Chinese.
Exactly.
Everything.
Anything you want. And then the cost of living is extremely reasonable.
Yes.
And medical costs.
Oh, yeah.
And you kind of tick every little box. So I'm so glad that Wayne was able to come here. It gives me a buddy to hang out with. And we both have the same passion of photography. So he meets my friends, and it's a no-brainer. It's easy.
Yep. John has made it like more of a local, like you're visiting someone in a country because we wanted to do the touristy thing, but when we came, it was more hanging with John, seeing the local space, checking out the local areas. And the last time we were here, we did some more of the touristy stuff to check out some of the touristy place. Because, yeah, while you say you want to live someplace, we've been mainly in Kuala Lumpur. We still haven't been to Penang. We've been up to Cameron Highlands, Sarawak, Sabah, and just pretty much around local KL, some of the different neighborhoods. And looking for places that you say you'd want to settle once you decide to do the MM2H program. Or rather, once we figure that out.
Yeah, it's great. I think Wayne and Byra were very prudent on starting early because now it's a little bit more difficult. But going to the Sarawak, my second home plan, gave a different avenue of getting into the program. And now it's become so much more popular. I noticed a lot of retired fellows from the States want to move out here. And Thailand, as beautiful and cool as it is, it tends to have its own little issues too.
Yeah, I think overall the pollution has been the biggest thing because the last few years, well, since we've been traveling, I've been noticing that it's been saying the PM2 levels, 2.5 levels are like really high. And last year I left for like a week, meet up with John in Hong Kong, went around toured Hong Kong for a bit. This year we've left for 3 weeks to come here because it doesn't seem like it's getting better, so it's getting worse. And we just like, when you start to get the smoke inside your room, you breathe nothing day or night, it's just like
Oh my
annoying.
God.
So yeah, and after that we're gonna head off to Mongolia. So we figure we spend 3 weeks here and then go back for a couple of days and then out to Mongolia. But I still love it. It's still like my winter getaway spot. I'm usually between November through January. So yeah, it's a lovely spot to be. It's cool. That's what I like. Is the cooler temperatures during the winter season, and even like at nighttime it's generally cooler. But this visit, it's been, well, I don't know, Celsius 40. I think it was 40, 41 degrees Celsius.
Where?
100 in Chiang Mai. Like,
Oh yeah,
yeah, it was what 107 for a number of days there, which is I think about 41 or 42, and that just reminds me of being back in Arizona. Yeah, and even at nighttime when it normally would be cooler, it hasn't been. So it's just been a bad spring this year.
Yeah, Malaysia. I mean, I don't think we've ever gone over 35, which is, I mean, it's hot for me, but I can't imagine 38 and 40. That's insane.
So I don't know if you guys are hearing it, but the Malaysia thing is rain in the afternoon, thunderstorms. It's happening right now.
Yeah, and it cools the night off and it cools the evenings off.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like now it's only 20, 28, 29 degrees.
You know what? Let me get John in the video. I think it's better if we can get both of us inside here. So hang on, guys. Let me pause it, and then we'll come back with John in the video. Now we're back with John in the video. And what we plan on doing is making this into a two-part section. So this is John's video, and then you have to jump over to my channel. And we'll continue from there. And I think we will do probably gear talk and talk about some stuff and so on. Because we know that we have new stuff coming out. And I wanted to ask you, now that you're utilizing your ZF, this is the ZF, guys. And then let's say this. John has been recording most of his video on his iPhone. I've been pushing him to utilize the ZF for some videos. I think he did one or two from home. Okay, one with the ZF. So I'm getting him more from his photography roots into his video roots to get him to utilize the ZF. And he also has a Z8 and a Z9 to utilize these more. But one of the things he's learning, and I think we can both say, the reason why we want a camera with a flip screen for situations like this, we're co-opting a space that we're using. It's good to have a smaller screen, a smaller setup. You're not bothering too many people. Security is not coming around and giving us a hard time. So that kind of works out.
Yeah, good point.
So before we jump over to go to my channel, what do you think of the ZF for video?
Well, I think it's excellent because I'm not much of a video guy, and I don't know much about videography, but I'm starting to learn. And so jumping from an iPhone to using something as sophisticated as a ZF has been interesting. Of course, I gotten a lot of help from Wayne because he knows his video very well. I don't know the settings and whatnot, so he helped me with there. But the quality from the ZF has been incredible. And this flip out screen, I thought it was kind of a gimmick, is certainly has come in handy, so I can, compose myself in the viewfinder.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just looking at a black camera, and it's tough to make sure am I in the frame right? Do I look okay? And then I didn't want to get some expensive Ninja Adamus whatever to stick on the hot shoe.
Yeah. I mean, that's a little bit
Right.
extra weight, and the Shinobi screens is probably the better thing to go with. But I would say this: I saw you the other day utilizing the screen to take a photo, and I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
photographers are like, "I don't need a screen to do that," but you find that it's actually useful to have it flip out to do like some of those lower stuff.
Yeah, I did a photo shoot with my GFX the other day, and it has a articulating screen. And as you get older, to have that articulating screen sure comes in handy, because you just flip it out just a bit so you can look down on it rather than you bending down on your knees trying to look-see on it. So that's been a real lifesaver, even just a small tilt. Now for video, of course, having a flip-out screen that completely goes out is probably a must-have for video.
Yeah, because not everyone is always behind the camera. Sometimes we have situations like
Yeah,
this.
well, yeah, I mean, we just do it on our own.
Yep.
I don't have somebody to, a camera guy to help me out.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to ask you that question, because as someone who's been a photojournalist and you shoot cameras most of your life, you've been always behind the camera. And I know in the early days, myself included, figured that having a flip-out screen was just not something we should have in a camera. But now as you venture into video, we're starting to find the
Well,
usefulness.
yeah. For video, I think it's absolutely crucial, and it doesn't have to be super high res, just so you can see yourself and put yourself in the picture and make sure that the lighting is okay. Makes a big deal, for sure.
All right. So we're going to close out this chapter, and we're going to do the next one on my channel. So stay tuned for that one, or rather hop over to my channel. My name is Wayne Mattocks at WayneRM002 on YouTube, or just Wayne R Mattocks, and you can find my channel on YouTube.
And like and subscribe.
Oh yes, please. When you come over, check out the videos, like and subscribe. Do the same thing with John's video, watch his videos, and subscribe to the channel. We're both trying to grow. We're older folks, but we're still like doing what we're doing and share information with you. We have a lot of stuff we would like to share in the future, and we'd love to hear from you on what you think and what you want to see as well.
Okay.
Take care,
Bye.
everyone.